All right, welcome to my super high-tech gym in my garage. See, got myself a squat rack over there. There's a punching bag. Got the prowler, some stuff. Okay, anyway, I'm going to do this quick stretching routine here. I'm going to tell you the names of these, and I'm only going to do a couple reps of each. And then you can pause after each exercise and do them. I don't prescribe reps or volume for mobility or warm-ups because it takes what it takes to become mobile or warm. If you need a number, we'll say 2 sets of 10 of everything. Okay, so you can do the whole list, half the list, part of the list, find something that works only on the one part that hurts, however you want to do this. But this is a toe-to-head mobility series. And it's not all-inclusive. I'm sure I missed a few parts, and some of these movements could be explained or done better, but these will do the job. All right, first, ankle articulation. No, first is foam rolling. You're all familiar with foam rolling. I don't need to explain how foam rolling works, but roll your upper back, throw your arms over the foam roll so that you get this shape to your back, and try to just melt into it as best you can, because you really want to loosen up the thoracic spine. Next, ankle articulations. So you're going to want to lock out the leg, right? Lock out the leg. You can do this standing. I'm just doing it down here because I'm going to be doing some stuff on the floor anyway, and this way I can talk closer to the microphone. Lock out the leg and rotate your foot through the full range of motion. Why do we lock out the leg? Well, because we want to demonstrate that we can control the muscles in our ankle without any involvement from the rest of the leg. We need to have a strong ankle, and that also means muscular control as well as intact connective tissue from not spraining our ankles over and over again. Okay, front foot elevated split squat. You don't need a super high thing to do this. Right. There's something about like that high there. Just needs a step, right? The entire point of this is to stretch your groin and adductors. So you want to keep, you don't want this, you want to keep that shin vertical. And I'm supporting my hand right now because my knees are sore from doing plyometrics. So that's how deep you want to go if you can. Do that on both sides. Next up, elevated glute bridge. Oh boy, I did not bring all the gym equipment with me today. Elevated glute bridge. Go like this. Let's see, do I have a good camera? All right. Put your back on a box, on a bench, on a stack of weights. But the point is to get the glute bridge, but through more of a range of motion than if we just put our shoulders on the floor. So now we have a little bit of a deficit on it. And the point here is to activate the glutes so you can turn down the nervous system volume on the hip flexors and loosen up the hip flexors. Do a few of those. If you want to get fancy, you can hold weights on your hips as well. Kettlebell RDL, we're doing that light. This is not a loaded exercise. This is a hamstring stretch. So all my kettlebells are somewhere else, so I'm just going to do it with this slam ball. All right, the whole point, stretch the hamstrings. And I even see, I'm going to have to move this up a little bit. Notice the hinge pattern, right? Okay. Mass between my feet, hips back, back flat, pick it up. That's the extent of my hamstring stretching right there. So I'm going to hang out in this stretch, come back up, let the blood back in, do a few reps of those. Next up, single leg RDL banded for the abductors and adductor. So what does that mean? Why are we doing that? Trying to give ourselves hip mobility and strength. So what this is going to look like, the adductor brings the knee in towards the center. So to do this, I have to fight A-B, bravo, abduction. So the band is trying to pull my knee out. I'm trying to keep it straight. So I want to keep a vertical shin, right? And I'm going to do a single leg RDL, like that. Same thing this way. It's pulling on my knee, trying to make it roll inside, but we don't want that. We want to hold it straight. Same thing here. This is going to strengthen the muscles in the side of the hip, the insides of the legs. And that's what we want for greater mobility. It'll help back pain too, possibly, depending on your problem. Next up, ankle rockers. All right, here's where we're going to go from. We're going to go from full extension, triple extension of the ankle, right? You're going to roll. You're going to slowly lower yourself and roll out onto the edge of the foot, out onto the toe side, and then back onto the heels. And when you get onto your heels, stand back up. Same thing, rolling out onto the edge of your feet, to your heels, get in the squat. Boom. What's this doing? Well, more ankle and lower leg mobility. Coil. How will I demonstrate this with this camera? All right, the coil. This is to introduce some more mobility into your spine, hips and shoulders. I will use this. This is a 16-pound shot. You can use a kettlebell, but watch what happens here. All right, this is still tough, man. Sorry I'm wasting so much time on this. This is a tough one getting this. I need a wider angle. So we're going to come down here like this. All right, so you see my feet here, right? This is the important thing right here. You can see this elbow here. So the back leg, the step behind this leg here, I'm closing this side. So I'm bringing this elbow down and back. I'm trying to touch his hip, but I'm keeping my spine upright. And then I reach overhead. All right. Reach behind. Keep this leg straight. Keep your spine straight. There's a little bit of a rotating back and down. So why the weight? Well, the weight is helping pin my elbow down towards my hip. It's helping me retract my shoulder. And then this, on this side, I'm opening. So there's a stretch. My shoulders are tilting. I'm trying to keep my spine straight. So I'm trying to move around my spine, which is going to help loosen everything up. And then we switch and we do the other side. The same thing on the other side. Next up, lying YTWs. The purpose of this is to improve shoulder mobility by moving the shoulders through a range of motion, but while the shoulder blades are pinned back. So here's the Y, thumbs up. Here's the Y, pinch my shoulder blades. Here's the T, lower my shoulder blades, lower my shoulders, pinch my shoulder blades together for the T. Thumb still up, rotating, elbows down towards the hips, pinch my shoulder blades together. Same thing. Y, Keep your legs on the ground. You don't have to do the Superman. You don't have to do that. Just keep your legs on the ground. We're working on the upper back. All right, lying YTWs. Lying mantis swim. More shoulder mobility. This is a lot tougher. Same thing. Chest off the ground. Your hands are going to swim forward, palms down. Come back to the side. Shoulder blades are rotating down. I'm pinning them back. Palms turn over. See if I can get them to my kidneys. Keep my shoulders pinned back because they're going to want to come forward. That's my range of motion right there. Swim up the center. Do it again. All right. Lat stretch. Supported elbows on the box. Well, here, I'll use a bench. All right. So this is what I want. I'm trying to stretch my my triceps and my lats. I'm going to hold my hands straight like this. I'll change the angle so you can see it from the side. Sink your elbows into the bench and your chest to the floor. Try to keep your hands apart. And then flex and extend your arms to add to the stretch. Move side to side as well. So, it'll look like this. All right, watch. You're like this. Down here. All right, separate the hands. Maybe even lean side to side. That's more thoracic mobility. What's next? T-spine rotation. More upper back mobility. Notice the pattern here? Upper back mobility. Fix your posture. All right, this is an easy one. Down on all fours. You do this two ways. You can just use elbow to wrist. Open up like this. Prop this up a little bit. All right. All right, from here, I prefer the reach. Thumb up, and while I'm reaching, I'm trying to pinch my shoulder blades together and drive through with this hand on the floor. Make sure your hips aren't getting away from you. Try to stay quadruped. Tabletop, right? So you start in the tabletop and go like this. So here, see something like that. Open up the chest, thumb up, drive from the ground, thumb behind you, pinch the shoulder blades together. Next up, neck twist. Looking left to right. Pretty easy to understand. Next, neck tilt. Don't fight yourself on these neck exercises, right? If you put too much tension in the muscle, it's going to fight back. It's not going to help it relax. So if you're going to do something like hold gently. A good stretch. Mobility is how well you move inside your range of motion. Flexibility